In this video, there will be dirty underwear. I'm Alex, and you're watching Winterwolf Miniatures. A little while ago, I got this Lobotomy 2 from Titanforge. Lobotomy 2 is a cooperative survival horror dungeon crawler game. That's a very long name for a type of game. Set in an asylum. You play as a group of patients trying to survive and trying to escape the horror and the madness. Like in any typical RPG, the different characters have different specializations and playstyles. But in this game, it's depending on what mental disorders they have. Feats are awarded by insanity that you spend to advance your character or to unleash special abilities. You can find useful things by searching your surroundings, by using your character's imagination. Obviously. And I simply love it. The feel, the aesthetics, the comedy, and the miniatures. There are miniatures for all playable characters and for all the monsters and bosses. Or are they simply just staff members at the asylum? Who knows? In this video I will paint two of my favorite characters. Johnny Wroblewski, Rebel, sorry if I didn't get that right, is Polish for, Sparrow. The second one is Ian McFellow. The miniatures seem to be in decent quality, some mold lines but nothing serious. Johnny seems to have some battle damage on his leg here, but I'll just paint that as a wound, so it will be fine. After priming, I spray them with purple from beneath and white from above, using an airbrush, but you could just as easily use rattle cans. First off is Johnny. He has OCD and aggression disorder. He is not that bright, but he has great imagination and decent hand-to-eye coordination. As with most of the times when I'm painting something new, I have an idea of the general feel I want the model to have, but not necessarily a fully formed plan on how to achieve that. I know I want the shirt white, and I want to keep the purple shadows as much as possible. So I begin to paint the pants. I want them in a darker, but neutral color. In the artwork they are green, probably hospital scrubs, but I think brown will better complement the rest of what I have envisioned. Let's go for some skin color, as these are just pieces of a board game after all, and I might want to paint all of them at some point. Let's keep it easy. Reichland Flesh Shade over white will probably do the trick for fast and easy skin, and hopefully it will transition okay into the purple shadows. Yeah, that seems to be working. I'll probably hit it again when this is dry to even it out and to darken it some more. I'll hit the hair with a mustardy yellow or baby diarrhea brown. I'll be giving this a dark brown shading later, which is why I'm going for such a light brown. The pants also get some mustard highlights. And now we have all the basic colors down. Yeah, this will work. Just need to refine it a bit. Some white to paint over any wash stains and to highlight the shirt in general. The skin on the legs is too dark, or too purple, so I'll hit that with some light skin color, and I also hit the face, arms and legs with that to do some basic highlight shapes. I will hit this with another wash of Reichland Flesh Shade, and hopefully it will look nice. Some Agrax Earthshade for the pants, and for the hair. And then some Reichland. The skin will be quite dark, but that's how I wanted it. I want the miniatures to match the dark and moody aesthetics of the game, and I vision them sneaking around in a poorly lit scary asylum at night. Only some finishing touches left for this guy, so let's move on to Mr. McFellow. Or is that Sir Ian McFellow? Whatever it is, this model is epic. I'm going to have so much fun painting this. But with the knowledge from my experience with Jani, I'll begin by applying some white, where it's needed, straight away. Now, when I know how the Reichland flesh shade will behave, I can take care of those areas pre-shading. As with the previous case, it's mostly on the legs. With the Zenithal spray of white, sometimes the shadow just becomes too prominent. In the real world, you would have light coming from more directions in lesser forms. Bounce lights from, let's say, the floor or walls and what have you. As with the last guy, I have a vision of how I want this model to look and feel, and in my mind, he's wearing a bedsheet as a cloak. So some kind of pattern would make it more easily identifiable as that. Stripes. Yeah, let's go with some fast and easy stripes. They don't have to be perfect, they simply have to be there. Okay, so coming back after a short camera battery charging session, I've applied a sepia color wash for the bedsheet and the hat, as well as a light layer of flesh shade on the skin. Turns out someone, won't be naming any names or pointing any fingers, had nicked the adapter for the camera charger. So being connected to the charger cable, I thought the camera was at full battery. But it turns out the cable itself has to be connected to something for that to work. Okay, so now I'm applying a grey to the beard and hair. His sandals get a hospital scrub blue-green, same as the stripes on the bedsheet. These are very cute sandals. Some simple highlights on the bedsheet with a bone white. Ian McFellow is a mage-like character who channeled his powers from his pretty bad case of schizophrenia. His innate and most likely imaginary spells are Eagle Form, Fireball, and No Passage. He's not just schizophrenic, he also suffering from anxiety and neurosis, so we can assume he has a healthy fear of dying. Fitting, since his personal quest is to die. Yeah, all the characters have different personal quests, and by fulfilling them, they advance to become fully insane. Insane characters have both better stats as well as more powerful innate abilities. Time to add some definition by blacklining some areas using Nuln Oil. I also covered his beard and hair. Time for the really funny part. Let's use this vomit. Some interesting stains on his bedsheet will be a great addition, I think. And yeah, I simply couldn't resist. I'm sorry. So that's 2 bodily fluid taken care of. Next up is blood. I used Vallejo's dried blood for this. And last thing is the hat. You might have seen that this is no hat at all, it's just a rolled piece of something. I imagined paper, but I wasn't sure how to get it to look like a piece of paper, and the sculpt make it look a bit too thick for that. But suddenly I got it. A newspaper. Some black letters smeared on there might sell it as a rolled cone shape made of an old newspaper. Lovely. And here they are. I'm pretty pleased with how they turned out.